welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo, and today on Anime Reaction, we watch the 6th episode of Real Life.
Please support the official release.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled idiots.
Ding.
If you want to check out our reaction to the 6th episode of Real Life, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comments section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga, and don't forget to like and share our videos.
And
thanks for watching.
So on this episode of Real Life, study session at Arata's place.
Ouch.
Without telling him. Oh my.
No one will get a place cleaner than a bachelor who has unexpected visitors.
Son of a bitch!
True story, man.
Yeah, basically.
And also, An is a queen troll. Oh my goodness.
I really like An. She's probably my favorite character.
Her stock is definitely rising in my book.
But,
In this episode particularly, she reminds me a lot of some of our friends.
Yeah. A little bit.
Who don't mind being trolls.
I can see that.
But yeah, she's always been a little trolly. I actually like how well she matches with Arata as far as their kind of flow of the humor between them.
Yeah. Especially when they're like picking on Oga.
Yeah.
But basically, what ended up happening in this episode, Oga and Anne randomly stopped by.
Yeah,
That's literally...
Well, they did say they were gonna come by and study over the break or something.
Yeah, they did. Well, no, they didn't say they were going to come by. They said that they were going to meet up to study.
Ah, all right. They just picked
Which
his place,
you
then.
don't instantly think, oh, everybody's coming to my house, you know.
That's true. All right, fair enough.
And then especially since he seems to have some relatively often drinking parties with Yoake. Yeah, there's lots of beer cans.
Beer cans, cigarette butts, yeah.
He was smoking in his apartment, so his apartment smelled like smoke. But yeah, so they drop by unexpectedly. He basically keeps them out of the apartment for 10 minutes while he quickly shoves everything that shouldn't be seen into out of the open, I should say.
Like DK said, the fastest way to get a bachelor to clean up his place is to just randomly show up at his house, usually with a chick.
Yeah.
Especially with a chick.
Son of a bitch! Or be like, hey, I'm gonna be over here with this chick and this chick in like 30 minutes.
Or apartment inspection tomorrow.
Yeah, right? Apartment inspection, motherfucker.
Too real.
Yeah. But yeah, so they have a study session. It seems to be going pretty normally for the most part until An picks up his Arata's calendar.
His daily calendar.
And she starts flipping back the pages and sees marks on there for interviews and reminders for resumes and things like that.
That I totally slipped through.
And he tries to cover it up by snatching the calendar and throwing it at the wall like there's a bug there.
And for a second, I actually thought that An bought that story.
Yeah.
But then,
I kind of thought so too, because she is she has been presented as kind of stupid.
That's true.
A little bit, but then Oga ends up getting a call from his work, so he has to go cover a shift.
Out.
Yeah, you have to go cover a shift at work. I like the conversation between him and Arata when he's walking out the door. It's like, I'm a guy living alone, and you're leaving me here with a chick. I don't see what the problem is. You guys need to study. Idiot!
What?
You're a high schooler, right? How are you so pure?
I swear. Oga, for being so smart, he is so dense.
Yeah.
Exactly as Han and Arata say.
You know, the dialogue in this series is really well written, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It definitely flows beautifully.
Yeah, and like I said, especially when you get On and Arata tied together, usually when they're picking on Oga, you know, Arata picks up what On's putting down, and it's very smooth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But so Arata and On are left in the apartment, and
Oh boy, here we go.
then On starts asking about the calendar and mentions that she saw Arata working in a convenience store the previous year.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Oh crap. Oh, and then while this is going on, Yoake is listening on the surveillance. I guess a wiretap on Arata's cell phone. And he hears this going on, and he's like,
Oh shit!
yeah.
Starts sprinting back toward Arata's place.
Yeah. Then go ahead.
We also found out that there is a time limit for that surveillance at 5 minutes, unless there is an emergency situation where he needs to keep in contact.
Which I find quite interesting.
I think it might have to do with a privacy issue.
Probably.
Just because, there's a certain point where it's just too much, I guess.
Yeah, like normally when you think of surveillance, so it might get a little bit too real, but stateside, with stateside state intelligence agencies or something, you think it'd be like a 24/7 stakeout where you can't pick your nose without them knowing. So this sort of
But this is
check and balance.
also a private company.
Yes, that is true. A private organization. It's interesting that they do that though, because they could very easily just have them under constant surveillance. So.
Well, they probably do have him on a certain level of constant surveillance, but that constant surveillance is more like cameras outside your door, cameras outside your window, stuff like that. That doesn't actually inhibit your actual privacy.
Yeah.
And then in this case, the 5-minute limit, I mean, if he was literally doing nothing, that 5 minutes tells you everything.
There you go.
You know?
So that they'll pry any more than they need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's very interesting that, like, at the very beginning of the when you start the conversation between Arata and Anne, it's through the surveillance, and all that you hear at the beginning is
Yeah.
you hear the
Scratches.
pencils. Yeah.
you hear pencil scratching, and then all of a sudden you hear Anne go, "So what's with the calendar?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and just look on Oga's face
Yeah.
when he heard that.
Or Yoake.
Or Yoake.
But yeah, so while Yoake's running over to the apartment, actually that's another thing I thought was interesting. You'd think if Yoake was charged with keeping an eye on Arata, then he would live closer.
Like
right next
in the
door.
same building.
Yeah, I would think. Or
That's
at least
what I would do, but then again, he has been at that school for a couple of years now. So,
he's been in a really nice apartment for a while, too.
So I don't know how that company runs, obviously, but if it were me, I would have moved him into, very nearby.
But the plot demanded that sexual tension.
The plot demanded that it take him just more than 5 minutes to run there.
So the tension build up.
But yeah,
And oh my.
Anne lets her hair down, takes off her glasses, and basically confesses that she had fallen for Arata when she saw him working in the convenience store, and starts coming on to him. And in true gentleman fashion, he lets her down easy. Right up until Yoake bursts through the door. And
Yeah, this is when things really get interesting. Then On and Yoake pretty much decide to inadvertently spill the beans.
I don't know how inadvertent it was.
Well, their conversation with each other while Arata's listening.
Yeah.
Well, it was like Yoake had no qualms telling Anne to, shut up.
To back off.
Yeah. Basically, like, I've told you constantly, stop messing with the subject.
Yeah.
It's called science.
Yeah, basically it's revealed that Anne works for Real Life.
Yep.
Not only that, she's only a year younger than both Arata and Yoake. And I gotta say, we were right. There is more than just those two that had to deal with the Real Life company. So I still think there's more.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have been, one more at least, possibly several more.
Another thing that we started off this episode looking at Hishiro. This is hilarious.
Hilarious and a little.
So
a little on the cute side, I'd say.
She decides that she was going to look up heart-stirring pangs.
Pangs, actually.
Pangs.
Yeah. Basically because that's what she was feeling when she saw Arata and Kairyu laying at the bottom of the stairs with Kairyu basically being, shielded.
Awkward landing. But,
by Arata. So she decides to look it up. And of course Google.
Lies.
Yeah.
Trolls.
Did you mean love? So, in an experiment, Zero decided to look up that exact phrase.
The first, go ahead, give this a try. The very first link that I found was Real Life Episode 6 discussion from my anime list.
Yeah.
The second one is a thesaurus. The third one is animal memes. And the fourth one is Yahoo Answers, which I don't.
Well, it's Yahoo Answers. That site usually sucks out loud.
Yeah.
This one basically says love.
Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting.
No, but yeah, this is the fact that the first entry was a discussion on this very episode.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see in the reaction. We all found that rather amusing.
Yes.
Extremely.
But yeah, I really like how this series is going.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, well, now more real life staff have appeared. What now? How they're going to handle the rest of Arata's real life? And who else is going to pop up and say that they work for the lab?
Or maybe another subject.
Oh yeah.
An interesting thing was Anne actually was half telling a lie.
Both of them, actually.
They are clearly hiding something from him.
Oh yeah.
I think part of Anne's lie had to do with the fact that she told Arata that Yoake had been in training for 2 years, when clearly he had a subject last year.
And every time Anne was speaking about real life, Yoake looked royally pissed.
Yeah.
So I think it has something to do with him on a very deep and personal level.
But there's a lot of stuff that we haven't quite figured out. But Anne did say that she may have actually seen him at a convenience store, and she was actually supposed to be Arata's supporter, but couldn't finish the training in time.
I think for the actually seeing him in a convenience store, obviously we're going to see a next episode because it showed him in a convenience store uniform in a flashback looking older. I think what it's probably going to end up being is that she was looking up info. Like she was stalking him.
That's what I was
basically.
thinking. Yeah, she's
Getting ready to bring him onto the relay program.
Yeah.
She said she fell for him. I'm like, yeah, he's the perfect candidate for this. There you go.
So yeah.
So hey, next episode, flashbacks and maybe an appearance of subject number 1.
Well, the episode title is 001 Arrow
002.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, so let us know what you thought of the anime and what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Keishiro? Maybe? I don't know. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
but that's gonna do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo.
See you next time!